from Detroit, Michigan, USA. In My House, hosted by T.Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played.
Clean up on aisle 5. It sounds like my life right now. Just one big mess.
What's going on?
It's my property taxes.
What?
I am behind and I am so worried that I'm going to lose my house. I can pay some of it, but I can't pay it all at once.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm Eric Sabri, the Wayne County Treasurer. The last thing I want is for anyone to lose their property to tax foreclosure. We have assistance programs to help. Visit us at treasurer.waynecounty.com and we'll help you keep your home. We're here to help.
And now, my Skype interview with Thomas Detune from Belgium. So, I met you in Detroit during Tech Fest here at Motor City Wine. Was that your first time being in Detroit?
Was my first time.
Okay, so how was that experience for you?
That experience was probably one of the best adventures I've had so far.
Okay.
Because, Detroit is like my number one musical influence.
Mm-hmm.
And having to meet a lot of guys from Detroit, a lot of recording artists, was really cool to meet like half of the guys in my record collection. So
oh, yeah.
It was really cool to actually meet in person in an environment that's not a club, that you're actually able to talk to someone and to explain why you're there and how you got there. It was quite amazing.
I got you. Okay, so let's talk about, okay, first of all, you look pretty young to be understanding this music here. So how youthful are you really? Or are you one of those guys that don't tell your age?
I'm 24 right now.
Okay, cool.
I'm 25 in February, so
okay.
I'm one of the younger guys.
Right, yes you are. So how'd you get started in this such grown-up music?
Well, for me, everything started out with hip-hop. I started listening as a young dude to hip-hop music. Wu-Tang Clan, Grandmaster Flash, Public Enemy, and that's basically also my first connection to Detroit. Obviously, when you listen to hip-hop, there's no denying Jay Dilla, so if you talk about hip-hop, you gotta talk about Jay Dilla, and that's one of Detroit's greatest, I guess, when you talk about music in general.
Right.
And from there on, I moved on to a lot of different genres. My dad has like this huge record collection tucked away in the basement, and as a young kid, I loved going through all the records and checking out different stuff and different styles. And that's how I evolved into a more electronic music style. And naturally, I already had that digging mentality, so I started digging into electronic music as well. Mm-hmm. And digging through the history of electronic music, I came to the foundation of techno, which originated in Detroit, and the rest is history.
Wow. You got that right. So how did you make the connection to Detroit? What's your link? What is your link here that got you to Detroit? Who is your link?
Well, my link is first of all Klaus Bachor from Germany.
Okay.
I've met him thanks to a friend here in Belgium who was also really into the whole Detroit techno thing, and he got booked by Klaus and that's how I got introduced to him. And basically, Klaus said, "I'm going to Detroit as well. You want to meet up there?" So we did, and we got along quite well. And the other connection I got from Detroit is also thanks to Klaus. Is John Dixon from Underground Resistance.
Okay.
He's the keyboard player and the band leader of Timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And Klaus was one of the ones who booked him in Germany. And being a huge Underground Resistance supporter and fan of their music, me and my friends traveled to Germany to Klaus's party, and that's the first time I met John. So I thought it was a good idea to let him know I was coming to Detroit, and he was kind enough to invite me to his place and show me around the city and tell me the different stories that they needed to be heard. Also,
Right.
took me down to Submerge.
Yeah.
So that's quite fun that's something I noticed the first day I actually set foot in Detroit. Your openness and kindness to everybody, basically. If you come with the right mentality, you feel like home the first day you set foot off the plane. So that was a really nice experience.
That's good. Yeah, we try. We do good no matter what the media has to say about us. We are lovely people.
That's also very important. Like, a lot of people before I left was like, "Man, what are you gonna do in Detroit? There's nothing there. It's all bankrupt." And I was like, "Man, I'm just gonna see for myself," because the media has a tendency to distort a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to check it out for myself and then make up my mind.
And you were pleasantly surprised when you got here, weren't you?
To say the least. To say the least.
I'm sure. So you and I, we've been talking on, on Facebook back and forth, and oh my God, the Belgium to Detroit mix. Let me just tell you, from the moment I put it on to the moment I go to the last, I have to play it again, and I'm so happy that you gave me the track list, because it's like I knew I was hearing Los Hermanos, I was hearing You Are, I was hearing DJ Bone, and I'm hearing all of this Detroit. I was like, oh my God, this kid, and I know you're not a kid, you're above 21, but you look all of like 18 or 19, you know that. And I'm like, oh my God, this kid has an old soul to put such a masterful mixture of music. So when you put that together, was that something you came up, how'd you come up with that? The blends and what you picked to put in there.
Well, to touch on that subject, we've got to talk about the one you also announced, is DJ Bone. DJ Bone was kind of the one who triggered it all. A couple of years back, like 6 years back, I was thinking of learning how to mix and still doubting on, should I play vinyl, should I play CDs, what styles should I play? And at that moment, Bone played a gig in Belgium. And it was the first time I went to check out Bone, and when I saw his set, I just saw all the energy and the technical skill with turntables you see in hip-hop, like he was doing a lot of scratches and fader switches. So that was like a eureka moment for me. It was like, man, this is the thing I grew up combined with the future, with this futuristic music. Like, it's much faster, it has no lyrics, and still he rocks it with so much soul and so much intensity. That was right there on the spot. My mind was made up with, what is this music? I need to know this. And that's when I started digging again, and that's when I came across Los Hermanos, came across all the different cats that make such damn good music.
You got it. Wow. Yeah, that mix is very, very hot. Like I said, from the beginning to the end. So now you were doing some research learning the history and learning the culture. And through your discovery, you discovered that Detroit definitely has a Belgium connection. So what did you discover as you were digging for history?
Well, to start at the beginning, I wasn't even born then, but at the end of the 80s, there was like a really big new beat movement in Belgium. Actually, we kind of created the whole new beat sound and developed it further, and that was the point that a lot of Belgium artists and DJs went overseas to buy all their records. Like, a lot of guys went to the States and bought like 500-600 records at one time just to bring them back to Belgium and to resell them or something like that. And from then on, a lot of labels started taking shape, and the music started evolving, and basically it evolved so much that that's a very famous label, RNS, is actually a Belgium label, and RNS is one of the first labels to put the Model 500 albums out on vinyl.
Oh wow! Okay.
And that was my first clue to see how much Belgium and Detroit were actually connected. A Belgian label putting out Model 500 albums, not just EPs, but the whole album. And back then, Model 500 was just Juan Atkins, before it became the band Model 500. So Atkins being the originator of techno and RNS being one of the best Belgian labels in our history, I thought it was a nice coincidence, to say the least.
Wow. And I'm sure you were like totally floored when you discovered that. Just like me doing the show, I'm learning a lot as well. And I had this post on Facebook, which I found it quite interesting to get the different answers. I actually put a question out, like, what was the first techno record ever made? So I got all kind of answers. But what do you think the very first techno record was? You've done a little history.
The very first techno record, pure technically, that was a record that was called Techno, the one by Atkins. That's, for me, on a pure technical level, would be the very first techno record, because before that record, nobody was calling the music techno. Everybody was calling the music house. So that's kind of the tipping point where they defined their own music in a different name. So for me, I think that's the very first one.
All right. And
it's a little difficult with house, though, because that's a lot harder to tell which one is the actual first house record.
Exactly, because it's
with
all
techno,
over.
It's the record Techno.
Okay, and it's definitely Juan Atkins for sure.
Yeah.
So now the other question that I wanted to let's touch base a little bit, because you're on Facebook, I'm on Facebook, so there's a lot of talk about the new DJs or old DJs with new styles, and the reputation of the DJ is beginning to be at some kind of jeopardy, I guess you want to say. And I know you have some passions about that particular thing, and I know that you've been seeing it. So what are some of your thoughts as far as the DJ reputation then and now?
Well, the whole reputation also depends a lot on the tools you use and the things you use to play actual DJ set, and that's something that changed a whole lot in the last 5 years. And it all changed when technology came around and things became a lot easier for people to do, which isn't wrong at all, because I love technology and I love technical evolution we've been through. It's made things possible for me. Otherwise, I would probably not be able to make music how I make music today if it wasn't for technology. With that being said, I also think that technology made a lot of guys lazy because now you can just... Technology companies try to sell you the future. They try to sell you the future of DJing, the future of production, the future of mastering or mixing. But what people doesn't seem to understand is that it's not the gear that's the future, it's the one who's operating the gear that has a future in his hands. So basically, what I try to tell people my own age and even the younger generation that's coming up after me is not to focus that much on the gear you're using, but what you are doing with that gear. You don't have to buy this product because the company marketed a certain way, saying this is the very best new sync mix tool, whatever you want to call it. Is not to believe that point and just decide for yourself what you want to use to make your own sounds. Nowadays, I have the feeling that everybody is trying to sound like someone else instead of sounding like themselves. And I think that's the main factor where a lot of kids get lost nowadays. Mm-hmm. They just buy one whole package, and then they think, all right, now I'm a DJ, now I can do what everybody else does. But if you're doing the same thing with technology people have been doing by ear for so long, what are you bringing to the table? Mm-hmm. You're not evolving anything, you're not experimenting with anything, you're just doing the same old thing people did without technology and not taking it further. So technology is great as long as you put some work in. Elevate the music further. You have all these different tools now. I say use them. Don't use them to do the same exact thing people have been doing before you. No, take it to a new level. Try to do something new. Try to do something different. And don't ever let them tell you that the machine is the future. No, you are the future. We are the future of this music and no one else.
Right. Wow, that's really good. That's good to hear that. Now, in that Belgium mix, there's a vocal cord. I heard Mike Banks in there, but I also heard the part where you said something in there. It says the underground, something about the underground, where the voice came out, and I meant to write it down, but I didn't. But you know what I'm talking about. And yeah. So what the importance of the underground? What is so important about the underground to you?
The underground is more of a spiritual thing to me. It's more of a way of doing things and not letting anyone tell you what to do and how to do it. Mm-hmm. Discover it on your own time, make your own path, and play by your own rules, basically. Mm-hmm. And that's the good thing about the underground, because it's a melting pot of creativity. Nobody tells you this will be the next hype. No, it's the commercial side of things that goes into the underground, picks something up, expands it, waters it down until the point that they can sell it, and then they try to pin it off as underground. But that's not underground. Somebody who is, in my eyes, somebody who claims to be underground has already lost it. Because that's something you can't claim, you know? Yeah. You're either doing it or you're not doing it. But you can't say you're doing it, because then you're already lying to yourself, you know?
Right. Oh, that is so good. Okay. So now let's talk about, let's get into a little bit about what you are doing over in Belgium. Let's talk about your Beneath the Surface projects and the initiative, and how did you get that started?
The Beneath the Surface concept is basically a musical concept that tries to put on young artists, because technology and the internet has made a lot of things easier, but that also gave birth to a lot of new fake DJs. And
Can you say that again? Fake DJs?
so basically, genres, different music styles seem to pop out of nowhere, and different people employ marketeers and agents for stuff that isn't actually that important. It should be all about the music and nothing else, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the basic idea of Beneath the Surface. We try to put the unknown on a stage rather than the known. In Belgium, it's a very, very small country, which means there are a lot of DJs for one city, which makes it very hard for an unknown DJ to get on a stage and perform. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, every DJ gets on for like 1 hour to do their thing, but in my opinion, in a set of 1 hour, you can't show yourself. You're just warmed up after an hour, basically. So what we try to do with Beneath the Surface is organize events with unknown artists who have really just through the music and not play the latest hits, but tell you a story when they play. And that's why we thought it was important to launch a concept like this in Belgium, because a lot of things don't make it to a stage, and there are a lot of guys here in Belgium who are actually really skilled, but nobody knows them. So we decided it's our duty to preserve this music, and we try to preserve it as well as possible by booking unknown, skillful DJs and producers to do their thing and to give them the freedom to do whatever they want to do. Mm-hmm. We focus on techno in its purest form, basically. Mm-hmm. So we don't really go into all the different subgenres like tech house or minimal or shit like that. We just take techno in its whole, and we bring different sides of techno every time. For instance, the next edition in September will be a Ghetto Tech edition, which we focus on the whole Ghetto Tech thing of techno. The month after that, we are actually organizing a tribute night to Detroit. We've invited the guys of Detroit Techno Militia over to come and play, together with some of Belgium's Detroit-inspired artists. So that will be a blast as well.
Oh, yeah.
And basically, that's what we try to do with Beneath the Surface.
Okay.
To preserve something that's slowly getting lost.
Well, you know what? It's very, I really commend you, because you are a young man. And how long have you been DJing now?
I've been DJing for 6 or 7 years
Okay.
now.
So, you're still young at it, and you're pretty, you're young at it, but you're kind of new to a sense to the techno, arena of making music and mixing music. And it's really, it's very commendable that, you are picking up that baton and you're moving it forward and keeping it, as you said, in its purest form. And that's very rare in your generation, to keep it in its purest form. So I commend you for that. Detroit commends you for that. And, that's why when you came here, it was all love. You were at the House Gallery party at Motor City Wine, and we just had a good time, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And music is very universal. And that's why, we're using tech. Now, see, this is what you call using technology to its advantage, right? We're Skyping.
Yeah. You need to use it. Make sure the machine doesn't start using you.
Yeah, there you go. Use it. Don't let it use you. I love that. So on that note, that's how we're going to close this interview out. I appreciate you for taking time out of your schedule today.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Thanks again, Thomas Detune, for allowing me to interview you via Skype, and we look forward to seeing you again next year during Movement Weekend. But for now, here's a little bit of the Belgium to Detroit mix that we spoke about during our interview, just to give you an idea of how he keeps the wheel spinning for sure. You can actually find this Belgium to Detroit mix on his SoundCloud page, and it is available for download. And I'm telling you, once you download it, you are going to put it in your playlist. So here it is, a little bit of Belgium to Detroit by Thomas Detune. Thank you. You're in my house, hosted by T.Carlita.
Fellas, I'm new in town, and I've been here a couple times. I absolutely love your place, man. But I've got to ask you, if you can, I've heard that you're going to be shutting this place down.
I'm not proud of it, brother, but we're behind our property taxes, and the county is all over us, man. I'm even afraid to even give them a call.
Well, we can't let it go, brother. I mean, we can't give up. There's got to be a GoFundMe campaign that we can run, even past the plate. Is there a forgiveness program or something that's out there?
Well, unfortunately, that's only for the big guys.
No, actually, Wayne County has payment plans for everyone.
Are you for real?
Yes, it's a well-designed program. We want to help you save your business.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri. If you have delinquent taxes on your home or business, contact our office, 313-224-5990, or visit our website, treasurer.waynecounty.com. We're here to help.
Got it.
In My House Radio, online 24/7. Featuring only the best techno and house music. And be sure to tune in for Sunday Inspiration, every Sunday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get connected, www.inmyhouse65.com.
You are in my house, hosted by T.Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played.